Today, we're going to learn about what life was like in the past by looking at how communities have changed over time. In the past, most people lived in rural areas. Remember, rural areas are large open spaces with few people. A lot of people in rural areas make their money and their living by farming because there's plenty of room for fields and for animals. Look at the two documents here. They show both men and women living and working in rural areas. That's the way most people used to live. In the 1800s, changes started taking place. Instead of working in rural areas and small workshops, people started moving to large cities. In the 1800s, most people moved to urban areas. Remember, urban areas are big cities. They're spaces with a lot of people in a small area. Most urban areas have trolleys or streetcars like you see here, big buildings, many cars, or some other way for people to get around. We see wagons here, and many, many people. Now, what brings all of these people to urban areas? Why do people move from the country to the city? Well, there are big changes taking place. Many new inventions change the way people live, and people no longer make things in small factories like they did before. Those days are over. Instead, they work in huge factories. That means now parents are gone at the factories instead of working at home on the farm, and kids are at school all day. It means new inventions are created, like light bulbs, so that people can work even at night. And it means that there are less farm communities and more people living in cities. With more people living in cities, families tend to have less children because there's not as much room in a big city. Now, today we're going to learn a new vocabulary term, and your next video is going to show you some examples of this vocabulary term. And the term is innovations. Innovations are new ideas that make life easier. So sometimes innovations can be new ways of doing things, like doing things in big factories instead of in small workshops. And sometimes innovations can be new inventions and technologies like cars and trains that make travel easier. Your next video is going to have you thinking a little bit about new innovations, and after that, you'll take your exit ticket. And we're going to talk more about innovations and how people lived in the past next time.